All right, let's do a couple movie reviews for the end of the year. I saw Horrible Bosses 2. I was apprehensive about it for the reasons you might expect. It's like, oh, is it just going to be more of the same and the rehash stuff? And yeah, it's in there. It's rehash. There's some rehashing. There's some more of the same. But it's done in a really good way. And if you remember the very first Horrible Bosses, they had horrible bosses, obviously, and the idea was to try to kill them. And so the new plot in this is a blackmail scheme, not a blackmail, a kidnapping scheme involving, what's his name, Chris Pine or whatever, the bait guy. I'm sorry, Jason Sudeikis and Chris Pine sitting together, just brought to the scene. It's like, look how blue his eyes are when they're crying. But if you haven't seen it, it really is worth a watch. I know I'm going to criticize it here at the end when I give the star rating a little bit. But, I mean, it really is more the same, but a little bit better than the first movie. And in the first movie, what really made it is these three main characters, Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis and Charlie Day. And the way they are is like friends. And if you have a friend group, if you're a group of dudes and you ever bicker like this, you know exactly what it is. And when it comes to the writing of comedy, you know, it's one thing to be funny. It's another thing to be bam, 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 bam kind of funny. And that's what this movie is. After all, this is 2014. We're still allowed to laugh. You know, they're still making comedies in Hollywood. And some of these scenes are just so hilarious that I kind of wish I had been sent the script. And you're like, imagine the first time, like there's a scene, I'm going to get a little crass here with a quote from the movie, but there's a scene with Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston having this conversation. And imagine being either Jason Bateman or Jennifer Aniston your first time you're reading the script of Horrible Bosses 2. You understand which character you are. You understand which character you're going to play. And you're Jason Bateman and you're reading the lines. Do you want to know? You want me to tell you that I ate that dick? Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, you tell me how you ate that dick. I'll tell you what. I sucked that guy's dick. I sucked his balls and I licked his sweaty little asshole. The first time you're reading that and you're Jason Bateman, you got to be just dying because it's the first time the joke has been heard for you, you know? And so when you watch this movie, I'm sorry for destroying that joke, but there's so many more, don't worry. And that you're just like, I have to do this movie, you know? I have to do this movie. And even the stuff with Jennifer Aniston, you know, Jennifer Aniston being the sex pot that she is, really is. You know, I remember back in the 90s, everyone had her friggin' hairstyle. I was sick of her hairstyle by the end of the 90s, you know? And she's still a beautiful woman, and she's still a, you know, decent actress and stuff like that, but then she plays this insanely hot and insanely crazy sex addict person. And so she's... And if you remember in the first movie, she was all over Charlie Day because Charlie Day is like, he's always refusing her. And you're just like, wow, how? And it's like, and the guy was in love. He was in love with his wife, which is endearing and it makes him a likable character. But at the same time, these guys are idiots and they're bickering with each other. They think they have this brilliant plan and it's just one screw up after another. It's one of those comedy of errors, obviously, just like the first one. But the writing is just so tight. The writing is just so amazingly tight that I was friggin' impressed. And the first time you read some of these scripts, you know, even in the first Horrible Bosses, some of the lines in there is like, who comes up with this stuff? And it really is hilarious. And then you see like the end credits. All right. And I always like the end credits of the Horrible Bosses. I thought that was great way to do it. And like I said, you know, you do get these revisits of gags and so forth. But I mean, there's some funny new gags too. And you also get like a callback to the, I'd like to bend them over a bale and show them the 50 states kind of thing. And you're just like, okay. And even though it's coming from, what's his name? Kevin Spacey, you know, we all kind of, it's a little creepy when Kevin Spacey says something, I want to bend you over a barrel and show you the 50 states, you know, but let's be honest, you know, Kevin Spacey is a good actor. And he plays that part well. And it just makes me wonder, like, if you're playing a D-bag in a movie, that's got to be, like, the most fun. You know? And so when you watch these end credits and stuff like that, you see these, like this one scene with, what's his name? Is his name Chris Pine? Am I getting that right?
I think so.
Yeah, and there's Chris Pine's in the foreground, and Charlie Day and Jason Sudeikis are in the background, just kind of like emphasizing his point, you know? As he's just constantly distracting Chris Pine. He's like, why don't you let me handle this? You know? And then the scene that got cut from the movie and was part of like the credit scene is them just trying to improv through this scene and just cracking each other up left and right. You know, it must have been a blast to be on that set, you know, especially with the amount of like improvisation that had to happen among these guys. I know that Jason Bateman is kind of a D-bag. I know that Jamie Foxx is kind of a D-bag. But I mean, if you're an actor and if you're a serious actor, and I think that they are, I think Jason Bateman and Jamie Foxx are serious actors, and they could sink their teeth into a role like this and have fun with it. And that's great. It's the same thing with Christoph Waltz. You know, very accomplished actor, very good at his craft, even though I think he's skinny and got a real big head. But I mean, I shouldn't be throwing stones in that glass house. You know what I'm saying? Look at this thing. Anyway, and his credit scene was he got out of the car and he's supposed to go in the back seat to pull the money out, but the back door was locked. And so he's like, oops. So I had to go to this front, and they're like, oh, Christoph, that's your credit scene. Because I guarantee you, they're doing the first read-through of the script with all the actors in the room. And it's like, just so you know, while we're shooting, if you guys make a screw up or you want to, like, you know, mug at the camera or something, we'll do that for a credit scene or something like that. And Christoph Waltz is probably like, I am a professional. I'm a professional. I will not mess up. You'll not get a credit scene from me. And then there's this one scene where the door was locked, and he's like, "Oh, we got you." And I just wonder if you're like doing a movie with Christoph Waltz, and you just go up to say, "Hey, man, Inglourious Bastards, wow, your performance in that." He's like, "Would you excuse me, please?" And then just closes the door on you. You know, don't you get that kind of feeling? Like half the cast of this movie might be D-bags, and that's fine. It's fine. You don't have to hang out with Jason Bateman to enjoy Jason Bateman in a movie. You know what I mean? And so I think this movie is deceptively hilarious. I'm usually skeptical of sequels, but because they always got to like one up themselves. And even though I didn't think they one up themselves, I thought that the writing was faster. I thought it was tighter, and it was just bam, 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 funny. You know, to the point where you got to like back it up. I was laughing over the last 30 seconds. What were they just saying? Then you back it up 30 seconds, and then you watch 30 seconds, and then you're laughing your head off, and it's like, oh, I missed the last 15 seconds, and I got to watch another 15 seconds. That's why I like those little buttons where you go back 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Okay, there we go. Anyway, Horrible Bosses 2, 2014 movie, 10 of 13 stars. Like I said, it's more of the same. That's great, man. Okay, you redesigned it. Nice. That's great. Very festive. Like I said, more of the same. Some of the jokes are recycled, but you know, these characters are just hilarious characters. And that's what's great about like writing a comedy, is that your characters can be somewhat absurd and unrealistic. And anyway, 10 of 13 stars. Good movie.
The madman loves you all, from the big to the small.